always tell people, do not go into a job thinking about money. Because if you go into a job thinking about money, you're not going to get the most out of it. If you go into a job loving it, being passionate about it, you're going to get everything you got coming out of it. But if you go into that job saying, I'm going to make a whole lot of money, this job's going to pay me this, you ain't going to get nothing out of it. You have to love it first.
Leveled up one of our major funnels and it rapidly increased the conversion rate.
He thinks he puts his heart into what he does to be able to deliver.
You know, you and Macy both super sharp, man, and that's one of the biggest pleasures of working together. You guys are like diamonds, you know, very hard to come across in the digital world.
Best looking profile on Upwork for ClickFunnels. I'm like, this guy is the best. Like, this is the guy I need.
He's so thorough with his work. He shows you what he's done, why he did it that way, how to access things. I just so trust him.
Yeah, really into the detail and cannot recommend him highly enough. Buddy, thank you like for everything you've done. And yeah, love working with you.
Nothing But Up, the podcast, Season 2, with your host, Jameer Angelo.
Sage about the flex.
Welcome to the podcast. This is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up, the podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 3, and we're hanging out live today. Today is the 6th, May 6th, Friday. Hope you guys, hope all of you are enjoying your weekend. And I think you should. I mean, it's been a long week, I think, for most of you. But I can probably only speak for myself. It's been a fruitful week for me. Having to do and run, projects, and I really couldn't complain. And before we go to today's show, and just wanted to let you know that we'll be having one of my lead funnel specialists on today's show, and that's Mennard Palacios, straight from where I'm at, South Cotabato. And we'll be hanging out today for about an hour or maybe an hour and a half, and we'll talk about freelancing. We'll talk about the adjustments of switching from corporate setup and having to do freelancing. I know there are tons of followers that we have on our podcast show that's really meaning to know more about it, and I guess this podcast is definitely an avenue for everyone to consume. So you guys will be able to have a good and in-depth maybe lessons that you can all capture, and how you can go about freelancing, how you can go about transitioning to whatever career or field you're in. And we'll also talk about money. We'll talk about passion. We'll talk about, having to, get into a job that you love and not thinking about money, which is exactly what the topic is really all about in today's show. But before we go there, just want to throw some shout outs to my entire family and friends in Cebu. Hope you guys are good. Faye, Mark, my mom, Mama Nena. Hope you guys are doing well there. My brother-in-law, Erwin. Hope you're good. The entire Easy Funnels Academy family in Cebu. Chuck, Glam, Erwin. Again, hope you guys are good. And shout out to all the enrollees as well who successfully passed. Kudos to all of you. I think you are probably in your third or fourth week now, so hope you guys are good. And of course, my Funnel Expert PH family, thank you so much for your dear support. I think I'm gonna kick and start off with Jam Carlo Umadhay. I owe you big time, man. I think I forgot to, throw some love for you last episode, but I hope we're even now. So hope you're good. And again, the entire Funnel Expert PH family, and belated happy birthday as well to Kathleen May Balda, a good friend of ours. So hope you're good. And who else? I think I have a little special announcement for everybody. The podcast show had received some good engagement over the last two episodes that we had. I really appreciate all of your support. And probably by next episode, we'll be launching our sponsor from Cebu. So we'll be announcing that for you folks real quick. But for now, let's totally dive right into our topic today. So, yeah, as what Snoop Dogg said, it is dearly important that you shouldn't think about money upon entering a job or whatever job position that you may do. The reason being is that, yeah, even if you're, at least for me, and I can only speak for myself, even if you're paid massively or well enough to sustain your lifestyle and maybe feed your family, if you don't have the passion and the drive to work, it's going to be pointless, and you won't be able to achieve so many things. The moment your passion is gone, and that is applicable to whatever job you're in. It may be, working for a BPO company, becoming a call center agent, or it could be you as a teacher. It could be a police officer, or I mean, whatever field you're in. It really doesn't make sense if you don't love it, because otherwise, there is a 100% probability that you'll not be doing good with the profession you chose. And monetary stuff, it really does come a long way. And guys, I mean, I may have shared it through season, I think season 1. I'm not quite sure about what episode was it, but I did share information about this topic, that when you I mean, that episode covers probably the same topic that we're talking right now. But when I started working as a freelancer, I wasn't paid massively, right? I wasn't well compensated, and this happened maybe 8-9 years ago. And I think it started at 250 an hour, having to work as a virtual assistant, going through responding to emails from clients, responding to Facebook messages. And I took it by heart. And even if I wasn't really compensated that well enough, it really led me to where I am today. So it's not really about being profitable immediately, but it pays to get paid well enough. But again, you really have to go through the entire pain, hard work, and labor, so that you'll be able to eventually reap everything that you've worked hard for. And money will definitely come your way, especially if you were able to hone your skill set. You were able to massively you know massively absorb all the learning that you would be able to get along the way. So for me, that is my take. And not quite sure about you, but definitely, if you go into a job, work for something, I mean, you got to be passionate about it. And getting in without having to think about money first. Because again, you definitely, if your skill set is way above, and you are able to dominate your competition, money will definitely come in your way. And that is definitely applicable if you're doing freelancing, and if you're working from home and doing online jobs. So yeah, I mean, I hope you find that helpful. But again, I really wanted to get someone's opinion about this too. And because of that, let's probably dive right in and introduce our guest for today's show. So, from elementary, high school, and college, he attended the same educational institution, that is Notre Dame of Marbel University, that's in South Cotabato, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree of science in information technology, and this was 2008. His alma mater is also known by its acronym NDMU, and is a Catholic educational institution run by the Marist brothers. So he is a full-fledged Marista, a member of the Mindanao Association of Information Technology Students, Information Technology Center of Excellence, Mindanao, loyalty awardee for the year 2000, 2004, and 2008, who also happens to be an editorial cartoonist, Tanud Marista, and Marist Sentinel. And as far as his work history, he worked with Stream Global Services as a customer service and sales representative. That's 2008 till 2013. Worked at Teleperformance Philippines as a small business consultant for about a year, 2013 to 2014. He also worked for the company Telstra International Philippines Incorporated as a subject matter expert from June 2014 till February 2021 of last year. And currently, my very own lead funnel specialist here at Funnel Expert PH. And this is no other than a good friend of mine, Mr. Mennard Palacios. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, welcome. Hey, Jameer, how are you? Hi,
I'm good.
guys.
I'm good.
Um, you had to mention the year I graduated, so that's making my age more obvious. So, but that's fine.
I think it's probably about payback time for all of us here, and I think last episode we had your co-lead funnel specialist
I know.
right here, Jolo, and I really wanted to take you in to get your opinion about this. But I mean, before we dive right into our topic today, we should probably. I mean, do you have anyone that you want to throw some love with, like some shout outs before we go to our
Oh,
topic today?
yeah, of course. So just like to shout out to my family, my mom. If you're watching this, please stop it now. um, to my friends, Nico, Janclem, Junie, Anjo, Genevieve, Bubbles, Jerica, my friends in Cebu. There's too much to mention. My ex-office mates in Telstra, where I
I'm sorry, your exes?
ex-office mates. Well,
Ah, okay,
my
okay.
colleague.
My bad, man.
That's off the topic,
Who
so I'm
else?
not gonna
Who
mention.
else? Who else? Who else do you want to shout out?
And of course, my entire funnel expert family, Jolo, Nene. I don't want to mention everyone because we're too many. I'm afraid I might, miss someone and they might get mad again. So
Yeah. I know how it feels. It's tough to be in that situation, Koi.
I know. So yeah, I think that's it. And also my relatives, my Palacios family in Viado, San Juan, Democrito. Yeah. And for everyone
Awesome.
that's watching this right now, good evening to you guys.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And again, thank you so much for being here today. Maynard, I know that we are definitely quite busy, and we're just literally trying to
I
squeeze
know.
it in today. So I'm glad that you were able to make it. So yeah, I really thank you for everything and for really doing you're doing a great job as far
Oh,
as
thanks.
leading the team and becoming one of the lead funnel specialists for our company. Appreciate you so much. I know you know that. I just really wanted to spit it out, just so you know. Okay.
And of
So
course, with
yeah.
yeah, well, I won't be able to do that without you and Macy, of course. So thank you to you both as well.
Nah, I mean, no problem, man. I mean, it pays to help some. It really pays to help people. So that's one of our goals. And I'm also looking forward that maybe I don't know, maybe in the next 5 6 years from now, you'll be able to pay it forward to people that might
Of
be
course.
interested to run the same shit that we're doing right here. So yeah, thank you so much. So Leonard, I mean, it's a quite relatable topic, I would say, for people trying to, trying to make a transition as far as their careers, and perhaps looking for jobs right now. I mean, at this current stage in our country, and as far as the industry goes, it's been quite tough because of the
I know.
pandemic. Tons of people
Yeah.
are, lost their jobs and all that shit. But I wanted to get your take. What can you say about what Snoop Dogg said? I mean, what's your take
Well,
on it?
my take on it, yeah, whatever you do, um, you have to master your craft. So that's very important. Be passionate about it, love your job, and everything will follow. Money, um, everything, good stuff. And also, what Confucius said, is that the yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah, Confucius. Um, Choose a job that you love, and you won't have to work a day in your life. So I think that's one
Very,
of the
very well
yeah.
said. Yeah, and I
Mhm.
think I should agree. I really agree with you on that. And that's exactly the reason why I chose this topic today, because it really connects tons of people across the globe and even in our country, in general. Because I don't know about you, but I could probably speak for myself. When the pandemic hit, I am just one of the few people, I guess, that's somewhat blessed enough to still have a job, and that's why I'm very, very fortunate and thankful about it. So I'm really happy that this podcast is really becoming an avenue for people like you and I, trying to do good as far as freelancing. And I think I totally agree with you. You really got to master even just one skill per se,
Hmm.
and begin loving your work. Be passionate about it.
I know, and work is going to fill a huge part of your life, and the only way to be to be satisfied is to do what you believe is great work.
Yeah,
The only way to do great is to love what you do. So yeah, I
very
can't
well said.
imagine more worthwhile than doing what I most love. So what I'm most passionate
Exactly.
about. And the best part is I get paid for it, right? So
Yeah,
that's the best
exactly,
part.
exactly what I'm talking about. You get to love what you do. You get paid with the stuff that you do, and you couldn't complain more.
I know.
Given the fact that it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And yeah, I guess you shared this over maybe last night. I guess when you were here in our office, you did mention that you worked for the corporate setup for like 14 years in total, right?
Yeah.
Or was it over 14 years?
I think it's almost because I started working after I graduated, so 6 months
Hmm.
after. My first job it wasn't a hospital. I was like an IT in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. I think I
IT.
remember a couple stories.
Yeah. Um, Too much. I don't want to talk about it. But after 6 months, I went to Davao for some
Mhm.
reason. I don't know. I think love life was involved about it. But
Uh-huh.
so I went to Davao. I looked for a job, and surprisingly, after the final interview, I got
Hmm.
accepted. 3 days after, they called me and told me that, well, you're going to be relocated to Cebu. So
Yeah.
that's where really my corporate, life started. That's where I
Right.
met
So it
Richard.
wasn't really planned at all that you're looking to go to Cebu
Cebu. Mm,
and begin working or having a career there. It wasn't designed
no,
to happen.
no, no, no. I was looking for a job in Davao because I wanted to be near my family, so it's easier. Davao is just like 3 to 4 hours from our
Yes.
place, right? So it's easier to travel. So, well, that was my first job. Oh no, my second job technically. But
Hmm.
I had no choice, so I had to take it. My dad was sick during that time, so I had
Yeah, I
to
remember.
support, and also the youngest sister. She was still in school, so
Hmm.
I had to do something about it too.
So you really had to do
Or
something about it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So a
being
little
the
bit of
eldest in the
sacrifice.
family.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think, Koy, I mean, I think I should probably share this over to you because not everybody knows about this. Maybe our inside circle doesn't know about it.
Mm.
But you and I were both Aquarius, right? You and I both
Yeah.
know, both in the field of loving designs, right? I think I could say that safely, say that. And I think you know we have that certain, I don't know, certain relationship where I really couldn't tell. There's something in you that I can certainly relate. I don't know if it's about I think it's
Maybe
really all
the
about
creativity part of the being the Aquarius.
there you go. That's the right term. That's the right term. I think our vision is somewhat aligned when it comes to that. I don't have to elaborate so much about the technical aspects when it comes to the working scope that we're trying to do. And that's one thing I appreciate about you, actually. And for leading the team, you do have that leadership skills in you. I am the eldest, of a family, and you are too. So somewhat there are, we are somewhat aligned
Yeah,
in that sense.
there's
But
similarities.
yeah, the similarities and all that shit. But I mean, 14 years, Koy, right? As you shared. So how was it? Because I know that's no joke, man. I mean, having to work in a corporate setup for 14 years, for BPO companies, and like,
Mm.
if you can probably share some of the maybe fun experiences you had, and
Mm.
maybe the challenges you did go through
Mm.
before switching or transitioning to freelancing.
Yeah. Well, what you see there in my portfolio, I did include some of the companies I worked with because I went
Why is
AWOL.
that?
I went AWOL. Um,
Cheers to that, man. Cheers to that.
and my mom and my mom received a letter when I was in Cebu, and she received a letter, and then
Yeah.
he called me. She called me, and then she told me, "Why am I getting this letter? Did you resign? Did you leave your job? What happened?" And then I told her I found a new one, and it's well better. I think I don't know job hopping they call is I think that's a good thing about it too. So yeah, but
I think that's the best term to use there.
but for 14 years I learned so much from the duties, the responsibilities, handling difficult customers, you
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
the skill of admitting that you don't have the answer to everything, most especially in customer service. So I tried technical support. I tried so that's the back office. Tried that one too.
Hmm.
Um, name it. I think I've been to I1, I2, TGU. I went to I don't know. Too many to mention. Lost count as well. Um, so yeah. Oh, but the hardest part of being in a customer service because that's where I um stayed long in my corporate
Hmm.
world. So I stayed there for like 8 years maybe in
Hmm.
total. Um, out of the 14 years of working experience. So in customer service, it's hard. Most especially if you're taking calls
Yeah.
because sometimes you have to put this solid armor to protect yourself from anger, frustration from customers, and sometimes insults.
Yes.
Yeah, you just need to bounce off them like nerf balls. But at the end of the day, it's still fulfilling. You get to go home, spend your time with your my family wasn't there, so I had to spend time with my partner and my fur babies. Yeah,
Hmm.
and celebrate everyday milestones. That's it's still a good
Yeah,
thing.
I certainly agree. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, having to work, 14 freaking years, having to, deal with
Mhm.
clients and customers that probably 80% of the chance are not satisfied or not happy customers, right?
Mhm.
It's a grueling task and grueling, um, you know, thing that you have to really have to face, and it's
Yeah.
tough. But I think for me, Koy, I'd probably say one of the best things I've learned with having to work the corporate setup was really about communication. I was able to
Mm-hmm.
hone my skills there. So it's a good, maybe a good jumpstart of anyone's career.
And
And I could probably say tons of people are somewhat throwing some bad words or a bad rap with
mhm.
the BPO industry nowadays. And just they don't really understand the stuff that we're going through, that we
I
went through, right?
know. Yeah, and
Just-
that's where I learned as well so much. Like, so as I mentioned, almost 8 years I was in customer
Mhm.
service, so that's where I learned so much. From, well, respect, communication. You mentioned.
Yeah.
That's where I established my goals, and also meeting different persona,
Yeah, I agree. I
especially in
agree.
the office, um, from customers to your office mates to your bosses. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
And
where you have to learn
having to
everything.
deal with different people,
I
definitely.
know.
Now, I heard that you got multiple personalities. Is that right?
I have five.
Damn you, Kai. Anyway, kidding aside, again, that's a good learning experience. I think people can probably take away from this call or from this podcast right now. The stuff that you went through, the experience that you had. But tell me more. When you decided to finally, let's say, go home to your hometown and decided to really go serious with freelancing,
Freelancing.
how was the experience? What did you went through? Were you totally ready to go through it when you decided to finally go home and maybe
I wasn't at
leave all the
first.
past behind? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't at first. But well, 3 months after pandemic.
Hmm.
So 3 months after pandemic, we were, housed in a hotel in Waterfront for 3 months.
Well,
So
lucky
and then
you.
yeah, and then after 3 months, um, our PCs were sent to our houses so we can work, from home.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's when I realized, safety. Yeah, that's very important. Productivity. I can be very more productive when I'm at home
Hmm.
because, well, I get to spend more time. Use the commuting time to do other stuff like maybe play with your dogs. Uh, I don't know, clean the house. Depends
Yeah,
if I
or
clean the house.
play with your partner maybe so that you know.
Yeah. Mm. And of course, the best part is the comfort. So you
Mhm.
can, well, if you're tired sitting, you can decide to go to the couch, maybe work in your bed. Yeah, do whatever you can if you're working from
Uh-huh.
home. And then here the company closed due to site closure.
Mhm. Was it
Jolo and
caused
Macy.
by was it caused by the pandemic when the
No,
company
it was
decided? Oh, it wasn't.
the
Ah,
it wasn't. Yeah, they were already planning to close the company 2 years before pandemic. So yeah.
okay.
Mm, mm. So it wasn't. Um, where was
And
I?
then
So I,
then
I so I Macy and Jolo, they they've been calling me, texting me, telling me to, why don't you start working with Jameer,
mhm.
Macy, do ClickFunnels. They're earning this much. They're telling me everything that they know about you. So um, at first I wasn't really sure because for 14
Why
years
was
I
it?
stayed there. For 14 years
Yeah.
I stayed in Cebu, right? So I think it's going to be hard to adjust. Like you have to adjust again with the salary because I didn't know how much I would have.
Mhm.
I would be earning if ever I start working, freelancing because I haven't,
Mhm.
established my name yet. So, but yeah, I went out of my comfort zone. Went home, started training with a team, and I think it's one of the best things that I've made in my life.
Oh, really? Now, huh?
Mhm. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes, of
You
course.
could say?
Uh, yeah. So I've learned so much. I graduated IT. I have unlearned everything after graduated because I started working as a customer service, technical support. Um,
Yeah.
Everything was unlearned. And then here
Yeah.
comes ClickFunnels. We started doing freelancing. We started training, and thought, I think I need to learn it again because I need this for this job. So
Yeah.
yeah. Remember during our training, I didn't know how to do Photoshop. Well, I had training with Photoshop,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but it wasn't that easy. So
Uh-huh.
maybe yeah, I had to like do YouTube where to find this tool, how to do this.
Uh-huh.
And good thing Junjun was
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he mentored me. Thanks to you, Jun. Yeah. And thank you so much. And then everything just uh came back, and I just
Yeah.
know how to edit again using Photoshop. Right now, I'm still trying to expand, and yeah, I'm actually planning to. Anyway, that's off topic, but yeah, that's it.
I mean that it's a cool thing to actually share that. I mean it for everybody who's probably watching this episode right now. I mean, as what Kokoy mentioned, there are some stuff that you gotta need to unlearn when you try and venture to a different field, and that's exactly the same situation I went through when I went in the industry 8 years ago. So yeah, same as you. I did start. I had experience in the corporate world for about 8 years doing sales for
Mm,
most of the companies. I did work, um, and then suddenly, when I decided to move here in South Cotabato and decided to live here for good with Macy and Memphis, my son. It was a I'd probably say it was a very pressured feel moment in my life
mm,
because I was did I did earn a very lucrative amount of salary when the last company I did. I could still
mm,
earn so much. I did earn so much,
mm,
but I didn't realize that when I jumped into freelancing, I had no choice. Right, I had no
mm,
choice. I had to take the opportunity, grab it, and then work my ass off to get to where I'm at now. And I remember the very first time that you went home here in South Cotabato. We had a good conversation with Macy and Jolo, and we finally decided to officially build a company and explore the possibilities of business growth with
mm,
working with our friends. And it was a tough experience. I know you know this. We went through a
mm.
lot lately,
I know.
and I am so happy that we were able to put it out our hearts and we were able to express it freely now because I
Mm,
feel more comfortable now, more than ever. Thank you to you, thank you to Jolo, and thank you to my brother Mark Junjun for really
mm.
giving me the idea on how to go about doing it and how we'd be able to sustain our
Yeah,
working relationship. But
yeah, yeah.
y-
I know that story. Joe, thank you.
yeah,
Um,
bro, it's it was
well,
it was it was tough.
I know it was tough. And also the good thing about working with friends. Well, working with friends. Honestly, that's a different level of friendship. That you have
Yeah,
to
true.
consider. Um, so the good one of the good things about working with friends too is that you just love to look at each other and then without saying any word, and we know exactly what it means by it.
Exactly.
um, you can just say anything to your friend, give
Yeah.
comments. Well, yeah, that's the good thing about
Yeah,
working with
I
friends
think
too.
one of the major benefits of working from home and working with your friends, and
Mm,
not just your regular friends, but so close ones. So I think we are very blessed, Goy, to be in this position that we are in right now. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm really hoping and praying that you keep at it, do all the good stuff that you do. I mean, I really commend you and Jolo for helping me out managing the team, because I know you guys know that that's probably one of the weakest points I have, because I'm really not used to doing this. But with you and Jolo, with your guidance, we were able to manage it. And just recently, we celebrated a first year anniversary.
yeah.
So all props to you for sticking with me and for really understanding how my temper most of the time. I'm still working on it. You guys know that, so hopefully we'll be able to be on that level pretty soon. But yeah, let's talk about the transition now. You mentioned 14 years working in Cebu, corporate lifestyle, corporate
Mm,
setup, transitioning to freelancing for about over a year now.
mm.
So if you can tell me, what are the things that you really appreciate from freelancing, and maybe if you can find or tell us the difference between the two, if you can, please.
Between working with
Working from
with
home and
corporate.
then
Uh,
yeah.
okay. Well, one thing that I can maybe say about freelancing, you tend to forget what day it is. I think that's a good part. Apart from the good salary, um, you tend to forget what day it is. You get to work anytime you want, or I
Mhm.
think that depends what type of freelancing job that you're in, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But with the line of work that we're in.
The line of work that we're in, yeah, the
Yeah, definitely
difference.
right.
You don't have to spend 8 hours a day working.
Hmm.
Um, that's one thing. You don't have to commute every day. As long as you have a stable internet, uh, you get to
Yeah.
spend much time with your family. Money is just a bonus.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's given, but you have to do again. You have to master your craft, so you get to earn more
Hmm.
by expanding your skills.
Exactly. And
Working in a corporate world.
then it all goes back to what the topic is, right? So you
Mm,
really have to love what you're doing and not
mm,
think about money initially when
mm.
take on a job, right? And you're saying about the corporate world.
Uh, yeah, in a corporate world, I have to be honest. I enjoyed working in a corporate world until
Yeah.
well, I'm not saying that well, if I just have to compare, okay.
Mm,
If I just have to compare, because I have all the time in the world when I'm doing the freelancing. You
yeah.
get to travel anytime you want, as long as there's a stable internet connection, right?
Hmm.
In the corporate world, you have to apply for your VLs. You have to
Yeah.
like get approval from. Well, I have
Yes.
to get approval from you still.
I really don't give a shit. You can go wherever you want. As a matter of fact, you'll be flying tomorrow, right? So,
Yeah, I'll be
and
nice
we
to
are in
you.
the middle of a project, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you're doing good and as long as you can manage it, why not, right? So that's one of the pros as
Yeah,
well for working
yeah.
from home. For me, Koy, I think having to have no absences, no
Mm.
lates, having to
No
commute.
DAs, no DAs,
Yes,
no
no NPEs and
no
shit. So
NPEs. Yeah.
that's one of the coolest thing. And speaking of which, Koy, I mean, we do have some questions for you here from a couple people. Let's probably start off with this one. I'm gonna stream them in.
As a newbie, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a freelancer? And lastly, can I make a career out of freelancing?
Yeah, that's one question that we have from Sean.
Mm. So
If you may. Mhm.
advantages and disadvantages. I think we already mentioned
I
that
think we were
earlier.
able, yeah, we were able
Yeah.
to do that.
Mm. But again,
And I think the last part, I think Sean was asking if we can make a serious career out of it.
yes, 100% yes. But of course, again, freelancing, it's not for everyone, as you mentioned. You
Yeah.
have to learn, you have to expand your skills for you to
Mhm.
make a career out of it. So yeah, I think that's all I can say about it.
Yeah, I think
But
that covers
everyone
it.
can. Yeah, as long as you have the
Everyone
skills.
can,
Mhm.
as long as you have the skills, correct. And
Yeah.
again, as what I've shared a million times over, freelancing is not for everybody.
Mm.
The job that we're doing now and the business that we're operating about sales funnels and shit, this is definitely not for everybody. If you don't have, maybe the skill or the
Mm.
passion for design, the passion for helping clients
Mm.
for them to make money so you
Mm.
can make money,
Yeah, going
um
an extra
definitely
mile for the clients.
going next mile, definitely. And that's something that we are really really proud of. Imagine the moment we take on clients, they are held by the hand, and we really make sure that we get them satisfied, um, definitely the moment they're in. We have also, thank you so much, Koi, for your answer. We have another one from Nene over
Hi, I
here.
have a question for Mennard. How did pandemic affect your decisions on your professional growth, and how do you see yourself 5 years from now in this industry? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question, Koi.
Yeah.
What's your take
How
on it?
pandemic affected my decision to go freelancing. We already answered that earlier with
Yeah, I
you,
think we were
but
able to cover that. Mhm.
what was the second one? I
5 years
forget.
from now, how do
5 years
you
from
envision
now.
yourself? Yeah.
5 years from now. I think I'm gonna be um well, right now I'm still trying to expand my skills. Still
Hmm.
trying to learn more. Um,
Hmm.
uh, uh, Try to learn the back end with your help. 5 years from now, maybe I'm gonna be Jameer Angelo.
That's a great
Can
answer.
I take?
Okay.
Can I take it? Can I
That,
take
that's a great answer.
if it's okay
I'm
with you?
hoping, yeah. That's one of the greatest answer
Just
you could
kidding.
probably. So you're gonna
Well,
be replacing me, huh?
just kidding. I still want to keep my job, Luke. Jameer. So yeah. Well, 5 years from now, I think I'm gonna be a different person. Um, a much more, a much more, hmm, a much more maybe.
What's the
How
word
do I
you're
say the
looking
word?
for?
No, I'm not
What?
trying to look for a word. I thought of a word,
Responsible
but
or
I
a
don't want.
much more?
I thought
I
of a
think you.
word, but I don't want to say it. So, but that's okay. Um,
I
so
think
five
I
years
know what
from
you're
now, ne,
thinking, man.
yeah. So 5 years from now, ne, I'm gonna be a different kind of person. I'm gonna be more, maybe. Uh, I don't want to say the word. Okay, yeah. Let's go on with the next question. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And I don't want to spit it out too. So yeah, we're definitely good with that. Nene, thank you so much for your question. I appreciate you. And yeah, we got another one. I think a question from our CEO over here.
Here. What is one important skill that every funnel builder should have?
Great question. So I think one of the most important skill, Maynard, as a funnel builder that you can probably think.
Um, One important skill.
Mm-hmm.
You have the. You should have the eye for. Well, because you're building funnels, you should have the eye for design.
Mm-hmm.
You should have the training for the tools that's being used.
Gonna be using. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, and one important thing for me, I should say, is the passion to do it. Because
Yes,
as long as you
exactly.
don't have even though you have those skills, even though you have those, well, everything, if you don't have love for the job, if you don't have the passion to do it, uh, you're not going to be successful in this field.
True. Definitely. And I guess I would certainly Agree with you 100% of that. With funnel building, and this is just my take, and having to do this for how many years now. One thing I learned is that even if you don't, at least for me, Koya, even if you don't have the eye for design, but if you are passionate about what you're doing, the stuff that is being thrown at you, the criticisms that you receive, because you
Yeah,
won't be able to master this,
because everything can be learned.
overnight. Exactly. And every day is a learning experience. And for funnel building, it's such a huge scope where, right now, ClickFunnels is the in thing right now, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe 2 years from now, we don't know. Easy funnels might dominate.
And
Uh,
here comes 2.0.
yes,
ClickFunnels
and we have
2.0.
2.0, ClickFunnels 2.0, and we've been meaning to have it. But unfortunately, for now, it hasn't been launched yet. Well, we're in the middle of waiting for it to be finally launched and begin remastering our skill again,
Mhm.
because not everybody would be able to have the opportunity to do so.
Mhm.
And it really boils down to having the passion and dedication to the field that you're in.
Right.
And this is applicable for not just for sales funnels, or whatever fucking job you're in.
Mhm.
That's my honest take on it. And we get another question here. Let's probably go. Yeah, let's probably go with Faye, my sister.
Hi. So my question is, what do you think is the most rewarding and the most challenging part of being a freelancer?
Oh,
That's it.
that's a nice one. What's your take
Yeah,
on
that's
that?
a nice one. The most rewarding part
Except
is
money.
except money. Ah, yeah, I'm about
Except
to say
money.
it, but well, of course, the comfort of working from home near your
Hmm.
family. Um, that's the most rewarding part, and the most challenging part for me is it's challenging to adapt to change, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard sometimes because you have to expand, you have to learn every day, you have to um, you have to know this tool, you have to
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you have to consider. um, that's the most challenging part, but again, you have to step out from your comfort zone, try to learn more things, and everything will follow.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you for your honest answer on that. Faye, my sister, thank you so much for your very serious question. Um,
Have you
kidding
called
aside,
me?
I mean, I know hundreds or maybe tons of people would be able to take, benefit from that question. So again, thank you. And again, thank you, Koi, for your honest take. And we also have a question here, Koi, from your mentor, as far as your Photoshop, challenge previously. So I hope you find this very, very helpful. This is a very, very serious question. I hope you'd be able to take it by heart.
Why do you think I'm the cutest?
Can you replay it?
Okay, let's
I
do
didn't hear
it.
the first
Let's do
part.
it again. Let's do it again.
Why do you think I'm the cutest?
I might request Jameer to play the video. You're dancing. Let's get louder.
We should probably do that next time. All right, all right. That
Yeah,
sounds like a plan. Go. We'll do that. We'll do
yeah.
that next time. Yeah. Why do you think he's the cutest though?
I think you're the cutest because of the the smile.
The
Wow.
smile, and probably the teeth, Koy.
Yeah, yeah. That's
The
what I was
teeth.
trying to say.
That glamour he has on his teeth. Yeah. So anyway, it was just a sick joke for you, Koy. But anyway, another oh, we have another follow-up question here from my sister Faye.
Boy, question is, what is the square root of 10,579,851?
See, I got surprises for you, man.
Tikuni. Next time
So
we
are you
live, I'm gonna be throwing questions like that needs answer, scientifically, proven answers.
Uh-huh.
And look at my water. Look here. Diba, my
Oh,
tumbler. So I'm
damn. There's a huge one, man. Anyway, Faye, thank you for your craziness. I really appreciate you. This one, Koi, is yeah.
yeah.
I know you are, because I mean, us friends. It's actually a cool thing to, it's somewhat our payback time for you for agreeing to be on the show. And you had a very difficult question for Jolo, episode 2.
I'm not surprised. Watch out.
All right. We got another one. We got another one for you, and this is for your good friend, actually. So stick it in.
When deciding between making money and doing what you love.
Huh?
Oh,
I didn't hear
that's
the
right.
first.
Yeah. Let's do it again.
So what to consider when deciding between making money and doing what you love?
Nice one.
Consider.
Thanks, Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, for the question.
Money?
Yeah, between making money and doing what you love. That's a tough question.
That's a tough question. I think I need
It is.
help.
We should probably ask Jolo how to answer that,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
It's a tough question, but I don't know. What do you consider if doing what you love and having money all at once?
What's to consider between? What was that again?
Let's play it again.
Let's play again.
And Marcus,
One last time.
appreciate you for your question, man. Appreciate you.
When deciding between making money and doing what you love.
What to consider between making money and doing what you love?
I don't know.
Are we on Miss Universe right now?
I know. Yeah. Jolo, I think I need you.
Jolo is actually here. Do you want me to bring him in?
Yes, please.
We can do it. We can do it right now. He's saying no. He's saying no.
Rare.
Right.
No.
Yeah, but if you've been, I think the safest for me, the safest answer is if you've been doing what you love and you do it well, but still can't sell it. Should you risk your financial security to keep going? That's a follow-up question from Jolo, actually. He sent me this.
Just now. Just now.
Just now. Just now.
Bantero ka, friend.
Koy, with all seriousness, I guess that's a very good question. It's a valid question for Marcus, right? It is a valid question, and I guess for me, if I were to answer that, between the stuff that I need to consider between making money and doing what I love, is that for me it deals with time. Time in the sense where I have to make sure that I can really accommodate, the time having to pursue with the stuff that I'm, really passionate about. And if I'm profitable about it and it consumes less of my time, then that's the biggest, that's the biggest thing that I'll probably consider. It's time. And surprisingly, I'll be having a call tonight, actually, with another client that deals with that question. So it's a major project. I guess you know this already. You have an idea.
Yeah.
So I'll be having a call later today that specifically talks about it, because I'm handling the company and we are indeed making profit and earning sustainably as for the moment. But again, it's another given opportunity that we can grow as a company and as a team. So if time permits, and if I know that my time is being probably compensated to take on that job that I am about to say, or I'm about to, entertain, then why not, right? So, which I'll be discussing later. So that is a very, very valid question for Marcus, man. Appreciate you. And again, just so you know, the idea came from me, but the reaching out to people did not came from me. You know who, right?
I know who.
You,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
not
who.
surprised too.
So we can probably work something out in the future to get a good payback,
I
a
know.
good revenge somehow.
I'm
So we
already
can do that.
planning.
You should make me part of it in the
I know.
future. Anyway, two more questions right here. We got another one. I think this is from your good friend as well from Cebu. Let's bring him in.
Coming from a corporate world or a corporate job, what were your hesitations when you started working as a freelancer?
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah. Hesitation.
Yeah.
Um, I was hesitant at first because I might not be successful in this field. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the because it's hard to consider the moving from Cebu again back to
Mm-hmm.
here in
Mm-hmm.
Marbella. I'm very hesitant to move. Oh, I mean, I was very hesitant to move because I'm gonna be leaving a lot of people in Cebu.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be leaving the kind of lifestyle I had. Uh,
That you were used to having for 14
mm,
years. True.
yeah, and my fur babies, I miss them.
Yeah.
My dogs. Yeah.
Aww. Man, I
Yeah.
know it was a tough decision. I guess it's safe to say that it is safe to say that you totally went out your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
to push through this. And again, coming from myself, who is actually mentoring you on the work side of things, it is a challenge during the first or second year freelancing. It's a given fact. But the moment you really get to get the hang and feel of it, and
Mm,
you get to know all the ins and outs. I
mm,
mean, trust me, coming from me
mm.
and from the experience I had, it will be a smooth sailing journey for you because
And
the
it's going
moment
to be
you
fun.
are, it's going to be fun. You get to travel wherever you want, you get to
Mm,
work wherever you want, and you can choose whoever people that you want to bring with you
right.
all throughout that. But again, thank you so much for, was it John Salamanca, right?
Yeah, John.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, John, for that question. Very valid one. Appreciate you. And then again, finally, we got a question from the president. You know the president, the last name, the president, the current president now. So we
Really?
have, yeah, we do. We have a question. I think
Okay.
it's I think you know this guy, so let's bring him in.
I know you have a lot of things that you're passionate about, and I would like to assume that doing freelancing work is one of those. But my question is, what is that one thing that will make you let go of your passion?
Oh, damn, that's a hard question. What's one thing that would let you let go of your passion?
Well, maybe because before I started working in a corporate world,
Mhm.
I was dancing, right? I was
Which
dancing.
is surprisingly my passion
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So we got
Yeah.
so much stuff in common, Kuya. I don't know.
So much
Are
stuff in
you my
common.
lost? Are you my lost brother or what?
Maybe.
Yeah. We
So
both love
yeah,
dancing. We both love designing. Anyway, go ahead.
and maybe dancing. If no, 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 I won't
Okay,
replace
what
what I
about
have
this?
now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Just basing from the question that we just took. Okay, what if? All right, I know that you are so passionate about dancing, and even today you still do. If given the opportunity, your school invites you or stuff like that, you still participate. That I don't know. And as far as I remember, now what if somebody from the U.S. or a big dancing institution from the U.S. invites you to do so, which would somehow have an offer similar to what you're currently earning now? Will you do it?
With my age, I have to consider my age. So
I
no.
don't know about you, man, but I mean, given the situation, prime
Well,
television, you get to perform in front of millions of people, paid well.
in one condition, I'm gonna
What?
bring you. I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna bring Jolo. I'm gonna bring the rest of the team, so we can still work together
Fucking,
in
I
the U.S.
fucking hate you, man. You got a good answer there. Fucking hate you. Fucking hate you. Anyway,
uh,
Chloe, it's been great and it's been fun hanging out with you today. Again, I think it's John Duterte, right?
yeah,
That
Jen.
gave the last question. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I know I caught you by surprise, and I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to bully you, but I really want to get you off guard, just for a second, just to get the gist out of what we're doing. I know that you already have a plan ahead and how to get back with Jolo, who is the mastermind behind all this.
For sure.
So for sure, we'll definitely talk about that. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, any parting words that you can probably throw at for all of our listeners, listening to our podcast, maybe tips about freelancing and life in general, maybe.
Oh, okay. So, well, before you dive into freelancing, try to do some research first. Try to
Mhm.
check if your skills are, fit to do freelancing. That's very important, because again, freelancing is not for everyone. It just looks so easy, but it's not easy. So you have to consider a lot of things. So you have to consider your skills. You have to consider uh, leaving your previous lifestyle.
Mhm.
Um, you have to consider moving out from the corporate world to freelancing, which is a huge transition as well. In my case,
Mhm.
so that's yeah, and again, work is going to fill a very large part of your life. So think about it first. Think about it. Try to do research, and also maybe ask people who are already doing freelancing. Not just ask one or two. Maybe ask those people that are already successful with freelancing. Like maybe Jameer. Shoot him an email.
No, I got no room to answer questions these days, Clay. I fucking hate you. Anyway, I think you nailed it. Nailed it right in the coffin there. Before you jump into anything, it couldn't be freelancing. It couldn't be whatever decision. As long as it's a major one, you're gonna need to think about it seriously. If you are willing to take the risk, and if it
Yeah.
it, it really pays to get out of your comfort zone to
Right.
you know to do the stuff that you really wanted to do. But again for me, right, um it's cool to jump on board and pull the trigger right on, and because that's me, that's my personality, and I got seven more. I know you have five, so I still
You have seven.
yeah, I have seven. I'm so proud of it. Anyway, kidding aside, I pulled the trigger right away without even having to think about, things that could probably be the downfall of everything. And that's just my personality, and not everybody has it. Okay. Although I have
Okay.
seven more, so people can
I just
probably
have a
copy
question.
the rest. Sure, go.
Did you pull the trigger because you had no choice, or because it was your really your choice?
I had no choice. I had no
Mm.
choice. What happened was 8 9 years ago, when I decided to move here in South Cotabato for good from Cebu, that alone was the hardest ever, I could say, because number one, I'm so scared to step foot in Mindanao, considering the news, and especially knowing that I'll be living in South Cotabato. Cotabato, the word alone, is the scariest shit. If you're a Cebuano, if you're someone from Cebu, it's going to shrink the balls out of you. Just hearing the word. And I took the chance to be here because I had to, because I had to. So, personal decisions that I had to make. And then 8 months prior to me, here living here, I did try to apply for jobs. And since I'm undergraduate, I'm college dropout, right? So I had to find a job closer to my previous one, which was for a BPO company. And during those years, unfortunately, there's no BPO company in Coronel City in Marbel. The closest is in Davao, which is like what, 4 hour drive from here. So it was a decision that I had to make. So what I did is that I grabbed a computer from our home. It was an old setup that I had to do. Then I made calls, and then took the liberty to get paid for just only $2, $2.50 an hour. But I had to. I had no choice. But with my perseverance, with the research I did, and of course, I'm just simply lucky enough to having to work with someone who knows about online marketing. And since I have some background about sales, so that's literally got the stuff evolving for me. And yeah, it was some crazy story back in the past. But again, Koy, you are the bomb. Thank you for being game. I know that we caught you by surprise, but again, I appreciate you for being game. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you too.
And I know that we'll be hanging out later tonight, so I'm gonna fetch you actually after this call. Anyway, once again, this has been a massive episode. This is season 2, episode 3 with Mennard Palacios, my lead funnel strategist, and this is your boy Jamir Angelo, and I'll see you on our next episode. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Sage about the flex. Sage about the flex.